Yes, it was too! Okay. Hello, everyone, from the cat here. Welcome to Cinderella Phenomenon. Before we begin, don't forget to comment, leave a like, subscribe button with the tongue, and let's jump into the episode. Now, I've been going to and fro with this. Okay, so let's say really quickly right here. Yes. Say that he is a. Oh, you two. Uh, say. Friend? Is it friend? Is it friend? Is it friend? Nope, it was not friend. Load. I'm about to leave when Rod suddenly grabs my. Okay, this is new. This is new. This is new. Okay, what's happened? What's going on? What's going on? I turn to face him. Catherine, what? This is the first time I have heard him to say my name so warmly. Oh gosh. Please say we did the right thing. I just want to. I can almost hear my heartbeat ringing in my ears as I stare at him with anticipation, but Rod says nothing else. Please, Rod, speak to me, brother. You have no idea how hard it was to get this. Rod eventually releases my hand with a shaking of his head. It's nothing. I cannot help but feel dejected. So much salt right now. So much salt. Good night, Catherine. Good night, Rod. Why? I was so close. I was so close. I was so close. Please. I just chose the last one. Oh gosh, chose the last one. It's the only one left. Okay. Yep, it was the last one. It's the last chime. Oh gosh. Take this knife. Okay. The mermaid's voice. What? This is different. I stop in my tracks when I see Sir Mythos standing just in front of the main door to the throne room. This is different. He looks at me expectantly as I approach. Sir Mythos? Good evening, Your Highness. Such a lovely night tonight, isn't it? Only half an hour left before you will turn 18. So my birthday's at midnight? I'm gonna guess that's so. Do not forget our deal, princess. Come midnight, I will be requesting your aid in exchange for helping the prince break his curse. I clench my hands into tight fists. Helping the prince break his curse? Rod, killing someone is not what I wanted. Rod puts his finger to his lips. You wouldn't want to attract the attention of the knights, would you? That would be a bit of explaining to do then. I glare at him, then take a deep breath and lower my voice. You did not tell me that breaking Rod's curse meant killing someone. Oh, but I am only honoring my end of the deal. Perhaps you should have done your research before agreeing. The grin on his lips never waves, but I can see the amusement in his eyes. I relied entirely on the story Emma told me, and that was my biggest mistake. I should have read the full fairy tale. But now it seems you finally know the full story of the princess fairy tale, hmm? To break his curse, Prince Rod must kill his beloved wife with the knife his sister has brought him, just like in the fairy tale. Sir Mythos continues to smile at me. I realize that he is speaking slowly, like one might speak to a child. So condescending. No. Wait. I start to realize that Sir Mythos is purposely drawing out this conversation to stall me. I need to go. Sir Mythos does not stop me when I slide past him to open the doors to the throne room. The first thing I see when I enter the throne room is Rod. He is standing in the middle of the area with Emma in his arms. Is she all right? Rod gently places Emma on the throne. He leans down to look more closely at her sleeping face, then reaches down to take the object in her hands before he faces me. I can see the metallic glimmer in his hand and know that he is holding the knife Emma brought with her. Where did she even get this knife? He pauses to stare at it, then turns slowly, eyes widening at some sight in part of the room. I follow his gaze to the corner of the room where Victoria floats in midair. Her eyes are closed, and her hands clasped, as if she is just sleeping. Victoria, but how? Such a pleasant sight, isn't it? Oh gosh, why he's here? Sir Mythos walks into the room with his hands cusped behind his back. You! Good evening, your highness. Is this your doing? Sir Mythos just smiles at him pleasantly. Rod only glares back at him. Guards! Sir Mythos clicks his tongue and chuckles. My apologies, your highness, but no one will be able to hear you no matter how loud you shout. Not even your witch friend will hear anything through my magic. He knows Delora is here. Oh, panic! Panic! I glance around the room and notice that Sir Mythos has created his silent green barrier. This is the same magic he used yesterday. Panic! Now, let us get back to the matter at hand. You are running out of time, Prince Rod. It would be a shame to see you perish here after the princess went through the trouble of asking me to save your life. It's true. I wanted to save you, brother. Catherine, what is he talking about? The princess didn't want you to die, so she asked me to help break your curse. Sir Mythos spreads his arm, gesturing towards both Emma and Victoria. And so I have been kind enough to set the stage and gather its actors for what I hope to be a wonderful finale. Final. I can't help but wonder how this fairy tale will end. Why would you do this, Catherine? I did not know it meant killing Victoria, I swear. That is why I came here to stop you. We didn't know. I have told you so many times that was nothing you can do to help me, and yet you still refuse to listen to me. What can I say? I'm stubborn. Because I refuse to let you die. Can you not see that you are important to me, Rod? You're my brother. You're my brother, my only brother. Oh my, what a scandal. Catherine. I turned to Sir Mythos and stared daggers at him. I asked you to help Rod. Why did you have to involve Emma in this? It was an unnecessary requirement that the princess be the one to give him the knife, your highness. It was, after all, the mermaid sister that brought her the knife to kill her beloved. So that's how she knew about all of this. She came here crying and begging me to break my curse because she didn't want me to die. I almost wanted to do it. But I could never kill someone. That is why I will refuse to break my curse even if I really want to live. So deep. Oh, get it deep because he's a mermaid? No, just me. Okay, I'll just keep going. Perhaps I miscalculated. Ah, well, this can be remedied. Sir Mythos waves his hand. His fingers begin to glow subtly with magic. Oh, it is not good. What are you? Ugh. Rod! A faint green glow surrounds Rod as he doubles over. What are you doing to him? What I should have done to begin with. The witch who cursed him said that he must do this of his own accord, but seeing as he refuses, I am going to have to bend the rule slightly. Rod stands abruptly and begins walking towards Victoria, the knife in his hand, glistening beneath the patches of scattered moonlight in the room. Princess, he's going to kill Victoria! Oh gosh! Drama, help! Someone help this little child, please! Stop this, Sir Mythos! Where's Delora when you need her? I run towards Rod and wrap my arms around his waist in an attempt to stop him, but whatever through magic or his own strength, he continues onwards. I ended up being dragged behind him. I see that. Rod, snap out of it. Rod, I must kill her. Oh gosh, is it weird that I'm smiling and laughing at this serious moment? Probably, it probably is weird. His gaze is so glassy and his words so mechanical that he sounds nothing like himself. No! Mythos, stop this! I am ending our deal! My apologies, your highness, but not even I can dispel my magic once it has been casted. It will only fade of its own volition once what needs to be done has transpired. That, or perhaps, in the most unlikely circumstances, the prince will simply shake the spell himself. Though Mythos' words are apologetic, his expressions is anything but. In fact, he looks amused by it all. Not so fast! Almost here. Delora! I thought I'd never be able to see your face. A crimson ball of light rushes towards Mythos. He waves his hand through the air, and is barely able to conjure a shield to protect himself from Delora's magic. Delora! It wasn't exactly easy to find you all, especially with the silencing spell. Such a nuisance. That is not important. Help me stop Rod. Please help me. Frost slowly appears beneath Rod's feet. It spreads up his legs, freezing him in his place. I sigh with relief as I collapse into the floor. My arms are sore with the efforts of trying to hold Rod back. Mythos clicks his tongue as he faces Delora. Fight, 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 fight. I don't believe you were invited to this play, traitor. I'm sorry. Fight, fight, fight. Light gathers around Mythos' hands. Moments later, he releases the energy towards her. Delora in turn conjures a barrier, successfully protecting herself from Mythos' magic. I always did fancy myself a party clasher. Still, to think we were alive this whole time. Myth. Myth? So I've been calling him Mythos for no reason? His real name. He is one of the Taram Baram's Rinse. Okay. Oh, oh oh, what? What? Huh? This person was my mother's servant? I don't remember him. Allow me to correct you. I am her only faithful servant. I am nothing like that ungrateful punk who betrayed her in the to the fairies. Who is he talking about? The father? Maybe? Well, whatever it is you are planning, forget about it. There's no way we are letting you get away with it. Oh, well, do your best. But first, a reminder. Oh no, this is not good. I'm the superior witch here. Energy crackles in the air as spark begins to form around his hand. This spell is taking longer than his other spells. I know Zelora's worry moments before she is able to cast a shield on herself. This is not good. Mythos releases a bolt of lightning in Delora's direction. Oh! The impact causes both the shield and the ground to shudder. Delora! The smoke clears, and miraculously, Delora stands unharmed. No sooner has a sigh escaped my lips than another frightening sound echoes across the room. There's a little crack, and I realize that it is coming from Delora's shield. E- Everything after that happens in a blur. Delora is still trying to hold the shield up when Mythos casts another spell at it. It shatters, and the magic seeps through and hits her directly. Delora! Really now, have you forgotten the most important lesson in defense magic? Always conjure another shield after being hit with by a powerful spell. Or, oh, do I apologize? Perhaps I did not give you enough time to cast another shield. How thoughtless of me. Delora lays on the floor, unmoving. Delora, Catherine, we gotta do something, girl. I am about to rush to her side when Mythos moves to stand in front of me with a malice grin on his face. Oh gosh. It will do you no good to be in denial, princess. How could you? How could you hurt another witch? It is not a crime to destroy a traitor. He looks back at Delora with a clear disdain, then he sets his eyes back on me and raises his eyebrows. It is foolish of you to try to stop this. You wanted this, and I will not allow you to renegade on our deal. The prince will break his curse, and you will help me. Help you? Yes, I went to great pains to make sure Alcester kept you safe just so you could repay me. You said that you made a deal with Alcester to borrow the knight's assistance. And what would I need the knight's assistance for, dear princess? I never needed the knight's. I just needed Alcester to keep you safe. I would have gotten rid of him myself if I wasn't sure the king would eventually find me. So this whole time you were only trying to keep me safe by doing a bunch of lies and other stuff to use me? Oh yeah, that works too. That works too. Use is such a simple, ugly word. Remember, I just want you to help me. Princess! I turn around and realize that Delora's spell on Rod has faded and that he is now only a few feet away from Victoria. Rod! I force myself to run towards him as fast as I can manage. I will not let you kill anyone. I do not know what I must do to stop him, so I do the first thing that comes to mind. I put myself between Rod and Victoria as he is about to plunge the knife into her. Princess! Oh, oh, gosh. My body is wrecked with the pain the moment the blade shrinks into my shoulder. Ugh! I collapse to the floor and hold on to my injured shoulder. I can feel my blood seeping through my fingers. You fool! You could have easily been killed. I do not care. I love Rod as a brother, and I would never let him do something that he would regret for the rest of his life. I cringe Yeah, cringe. Tears cloud my vision as pain worsens. Catherine! I feel Rod's arms around me as he cradles me to his chest. I look up at him to see that his eyes are fixed on my bleeding shoulder. Rod looks at me with anguish. He grabs a handkerchief from his pocket and presses it to my shoulder. I can't believe I did this. I stare in shock as his lips moves. It is not Sebi speaking, but him. He talks. Your voice. You broke your curse. You did it, brother. But how? A bright light envelops us, and for a few moments I have to close my eyes against its brightness. I reach out to grab my necklace, but it is gone. I open my eyes in panic, but the necklace is definitely not there. Catherine, the glass slippers. I glance down to see a pair of smooth glass slippers on my feet. Oh, that's okay, sure, why not? You broke your curse by breaking mine. I hear the sound of shattering glass and turn to see Mythil staring at the broken vial. What is that? Frost has begun to form at his feet. It is now spreading up his legs. What is happening? Always have a backup, as they say. Seems like you're the one who forgot the basics of combat. Never turn on your opponent unless you're sure that they're dead. Your bloated ego does wonders in turning the tide of battle. Dolores is now back on her feet and walking towards Mythos. She dusts off her dress as she moves. Dolores not dead, is unharmed. You, but how? Did you really think I'd forget to conjure another shield? The frost has now made its way up to Mythos' neck.
Katy,
¿Qué?
voy a ir a traer ese carro, vengo.
Okay.
Te pones a con tu hermano, es que vengo yo también.
Sí. Inconceivable. A lowly witch like you can never cast this powerful a spell. The lower gestures at the glass shards on the floor. That's where Parfait's new special potion comes in handy. It makes my magic more powerful. The second most basic lesson is to never underestimate your opponent. Looks like you were the terrible pupil. Mythos opens his mouth to speak, or perhaps to scream, but the time he opens his mouth, the frost has completely devoured him, leaving him nothing but an icy sculpture. Delora, Catherine has her bleeding stopped? I don't know, man. I think so. Oh, I'm alive. Never mind. I cannot make out what they say after that. My world starts spinning, and everything starts to blur, so I close my eyes. I feel Dolores' hand on my forehead. The warmth relaxes me somewhat. We got you, princess. Hang in there, Catherine. My body becomes heavier by the second as I lean my head against Rod's chest. And then I feel myself falling into never ending darkness. Okay, that's not good. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see are the soft rays of sunlight seeping through the window. I am in my own room? I attempt to sit up and cringe when I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder. I reach out to touch it, only to realize that it has been neatly bandaged. Despite the injury, my body feels oddly light, stronger than it even was before. I remember. I placed myself in front of Victoria to stop Rod from hurting her. But where did this energy come from? The door opens and Emma walks in with a tray of food in her hands. She stops when she realizes that I am staring at her and nearly drops the tray in her rush to stand beside me. Catherine, you're like finally awake. I was like so worried about you. I'm like so sorry. This was like all my fault. What are you talking about? It was mine, not yours. I remember bringing the knife to Rod, but I can't remember much of what happened after that. So just that when I woke up in the throne room, I saw you were bleeding in Rod's arm. I thought you were going to I don't know, die. The rest of Emma's words break to pieces as she begins to cry. I'm so sorry for forgetting about you. I made you work too hard when you were my personal maid, and I shake my head with a sigh. It was not your fault I was cursed, Emma. But I look at her tear stained face. She was not at fault, yet here she is crying. She really is a good person. I spread my arms. Catherine? I turn away, suddenly embarrassed. You look like you need a hug! Catherine! I give you two thumbs up. Emma stares at me for a few moments. I am about to reconsider when I suddenly feel her arms around me. I am so happy. I hug her back, stroking her hair. I cannot help but smile at the warmth that spreads in my chest. Thank you. Emma pulls back, her face full of concern. What? What will happen to you and Rod now? I saw how close the two of you have got, and I saw how Rod looked at you last night. Wait, last night, so today is my birthday and the day I become the bearer. Is that the reason I feel so strangely energized? Oh! Emma walks up to one of my doll shelves and picks up the doll she placed there months ago. Happy birthday! I was meant to give you this earlier as a surprise before you were cursed. Anyway, I know it's not pretty like your other dolls from your collection, but I hope you like it. It is beautiful. Thank you. I take the doll in my arms as a knock sounds on the door. Come in. Rod! Door opens and Rod steps inside. His eyes widen when he sees Emma. Em? I was just about to leave. Emma slides off my bed and heads for the door, but before she closes it, she turns to us once again. I know I know how complicated this will be for the both of you, but I want you to know that I will support you. So my lips are sealed. Emma winks before finally closing the door behind her. Okay, that's awkward. It's totally awkward. There is an awkward silence in the room before Rod approaches me and sits on the edge of the bed. So, how are you feeling? Oh, just went through a life death situation. It still hurts, but I will be fine. I think. What's wrong? I am just not used to hearing your voice from your own lips. Oh, but I see that you still have Sebby with you. I've grown too fond of him to completely set him aside. He's helped me through a lot. Bummer, I can't read his thoughts anymore. There was never any need for you to do that in the first place. Is that so? Rod shakes his head and sighs silently. So what happened last night? How is it that you were able to break your curse? You did not kill Victoria. In the original fairy tale, the Little Mermaid could retain her humanity if the prince loved her back. Though it never happens in the fairy tale, it is still an element of her curse. But still, because the prince never fell in love with her, the only way for the little mermaid to live was to kill him. I fell in love with you unknowingly. When you told me you loved me as well last night, that broke my heart. Oh, okay. I meant that in a brotherly sister way. I hope you know that. I feel my cheeks turn warm. Rod coughs, his own cheeks flushed. So there you have it. The Little Mermaid never had a fairy tale ending, but I did. I never had to kill Victoria. But because my curse started with Victoria, I assumed it had to end with her too. It turns out that the person I love just needed to love me back. I was mistaken. It never needed to be Victoria. I see. We stare at each other for a few moments, the awkward silence returning. I change the subject as quickly as I can. What becomes what become of Sir Mythos? Delora brought him back to Lady Parfait. She is the one who will properly punish him. And what of Victoria? Delora returned her to her home yesterday. She does not remember anything that happened. Everything is back to how it was then. You are back to being my brother? I cannot help but feel crestfallen at this truth. Blood binds, but so do sibling bonds. Rod and I can never have what either of us wants. I think that she has a point. I don't want to forget these feelings I have for you, Catherine. If I had never made the deal with the witch, then maybe we might have actually been able to be together. But had you not been cursed, our paths never would have crossed. I reach for Rod's hands. He laces his fingers through mine with a small smile. I love you, Rod. As a brother. I love you too, as a sister. But Rod leans forwards and kisses my cheek. I know. 1 month later? Oh, a month later. Ever since I broke my curse and became the new Tarum Barum bearer, I have been training under Profane Delora so I can learn to control my newly found powers. I never wanted this responsibility, but it is a burden I was born into. It is necessary I help maintain the balance between light and dark that has been missing for so long. Now that I am the new Tarum Barum bearer, Parfait wants the two of us to work together in maintaining that peace. I do not wish to cause any pain or suffering that the people, especially to the people whom I cherish. Sometimes I still wonder what Sir Mythos wanted me to do for him, but that is not important anymore. I still have much to learn, but right now, as a new bearer, my priority is to get rid of the fairy tale curse once and for all. For the time being, everyone at the margin waits patiently for the day I will learn to lift their curses. Since everything transpired, my relationship with Ophelia and Emma has improved. Emma is fond of calling me the best sister, even though I am the only one she has. My relationship with the king, however, has yet to be mended. I am doing my best to open up to him and to give him a chance, but efforts are slow going. I do not ask why he acted the way that he did in the past, but I know that in order to move forward, I must let go of the past. Good for you, Catherine. It is finally time. I have been waiting for this all day. I head back to my room and change my dress into something less conspicuous. Afterwards, I head into town and into the forest for my designated meeting. It is a relief the king allows me to leave the palace on my own. I would not have been able to come here with the guards. I guess me being the Tarambaram Bears puts him at ease. If the title reassures him and allows me to come out here on my own to meet Rod, then I am not complaining. Rod still uses the secret passage he has always used to sneak out of the palace. Emma knows about our secret meetings and helps cover for our disappearance if necessary. It makes me happy that Emma approves of our relationship, that we do not have to keep it a secret from absolutely everyone. At first, Rod and I both attempt to keep our distance without making it seem too obvious to everyone around us. Though Ophelia seemed to suspect something is going on between the two of us, she has not asked questions. Emma was not happy with our decision. She said she felt terrible that we would be forced to let go of something so precious on account of our titles. She was right. More than that, it was difficult for the two of us to deny our feelings for each other. At the end, we came up with a solution. Even if it is temporary, we decided to strictly meet up in the forest every once in a while that we could be together without any pretenses, even just for a little while. When I catch sight of Rod, I run towards him and throw my arms around his neck. I feel Rod snuggling his face into the crooks of my neck. May I have this dance? I take Rod's hand and begin dancing to a silent song. The first time I danced with him, it was to prove a point. It was when neither of us liked each other. I remember this as I stare at him. What? Is there something on my face? I was just remembering how much you hated me back then, and now here we are. Fate sure loves to toy with us. I smile at Rod. Just for a little longer. I want to be by his side. I do not know how long we can keep this up, But every day I wish for the same thing. I wish that I can live my life openly loving Rod. I wonder, what would that dream ever be possible? Did we do it? We did it! I think we solved Rod and his little problems. Uh, oh yeah, she was born at midnight. Oh, I was right. Oh, what's this? Flashbacks? Hello, Rod. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I still can't believe that we did it. We saved Rod. Now we have to just save Rumple and Karma because I looked it up. For the Cinderella Phenomenon to open up the last two routes, which is Waltz. There, I can't say it. Waltz and Fritz. We must first do the complete endings for Rod, Karma, and Rumble. Not only the bad endings, but also the good endings. As you saw today, in order to get, of course, the good ending for Rod, I had to get all of the little diamonds at the edge of the corner, which is why I always looked there at the top right of my screen just to make sure I was getting the correct answer for Rod, so that way eventually it would lead to the path that you see today. So yeah, okay. Well, there's not much we can do now. At least they look happy. Oh gosh. I don't know how to feel about this, but I am happy that they both broke their curses. But he's your brother, Catherine, so I don't know how to feel about this. I really do not know how to feel about this at all. Okay, so I think the next one we're gonna do is Rumple, and then after him will be Karma, and then from there will be Waltz, and then finally will be Fritz. So hopefully next time you see me, I'll do Rumple's ending, his good ending. See y'all next time.